On this edition of Lexington Now, Scarefest is resurrected, keeping pets safe during the dog days of summer, and the Community Environmental Academy. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of July 26, 2021. An annual favorite canceled last year by the pandemic is back. Scarefest 13 Resurrection is coming in October. We spoke with organizers about the spooky event.
Scarefest is sort of the horror paranormal equivalent of a Comic-Con, which is what most people understand when you say it. We are the nation's largest independently owned horror and paranormal convention. We have about 300 to 400 vendors each year and about 50 to 60 celebrities that come in from various paranormal shows, scary TV shows, and movies from 70s and 80s all the way through today. Scarefest is going to be October the 22nd through the 24th. This is now our 13th show, so we're calling it Scarefest 13 Resurrection. And we have a brand new, beautiful convention center to hold this in, which is, the show floor is much, much bigger. But they built during the pandemic a multi-million-dollar entertainment complex called Lex Live, and it's right across the street. We're going to partner with them, since we are a convention based on films and movies, to show a lot of these films on the big screen, but not just show them. We'll have the actors that are coming there so they can do a Q&A, and you can watch them walk the red carpet and then watch these iconic films.
Every year we've had an independent horror film festival made by small film producers from around the country and the world. But the thing about horror conventions is when they have a film festival, they usually show them in Meeting Room B. These people are going to have their films premiered and shown in an actual big screen movie theater, which I think is a big thing for these independent filmmakers. And that will be in the Lex Live venue right across the street. The film festival submissions are actually open until the 1st of October. We're getting a lot of short film submissions, but we're light on feature films. Feature films that have been coming through almost across the board are theater quality. It is really incredible the quality that we're getting on the submissions this year. We
have at least 4 of our celebrity guests that are coming. They're also going to premiere films for the first time or maybe the second time in the United States.
Thursday, now our festivities, our dates are 22nd through 24th, but we do actually have pre-Scarefest activities going on Thursday at Lex Live, including horror trivia.
We're going to hold this in their bourbon bar that's called the Corner Bar. We also have some events that the public can join in on. So we have Scarioke on Friday night. That will also be in the Corner Bar at Lex Live. And all weekend long after the show, we have cosplay bowling that you can do down at Lex Live with the family. And that's a very family-friendly event. And you dress up in costume and hit some pins.
On Friday, we have 2 very unique things that I've not seen done at any horror convention in the United States of America. We have, you can throw axes at battle axes with basically your serial killers from horror movies, Kane Hodder, R.A. Mihailoff, many, Rob Mello, many more. But you will have 2 hours of quality time throwing sharp objects around a room with people that kill people on screen.
And drinking beer if you like.
And drinking, yes, and adult beverages will be on site. Also, now this is brand new, we have Linnea Quigley coming, who starred in a little movie called Sorority Babes at the Slime Ball Bowler-Rama. Well, when you're a horror convention and you have a
bowling alley
open up across the street and you have her as a guest, things start to click. And we decided to have a Scream Queen bowling at the Lex Live Bowl-Rama or something like that. But we actually have where you will be able to bowl with some famous Scream Queens.
Felissa Rose, Tiffany Shepard, Jenna Jameson, Linnea Quigley, and Amelia Kincaid.
Yeah.
It's really fun because the celebrities like to compete against each other with their teams too, and it's really at the closest you can get to hanging out directly with a celebrity, guaranteed for 1 to 2 hours. So we are launching Lexington's biggest Halloween extravaganza. We're calling it the Silver Screams Halloween Extravaganza at Lex Live. And it is going to be so much fun. There's something for everyone at this. So we will have 5 theaters that we will have Q&As, and you get to see the celebrities like Candyman with Tony Todd, and we'll have Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi and Betsy Baker and Teresa Tilly from Evil Dead, and we can play that. We'll have Toxic Avenger. We have a Weird Science reunion this year, a Killer Clowns from Outer Space reunion. We've got people from Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, Night of the Demons, so many that we're going to get to play, and actually the celebrities will be there. While that's going on during this big party, we'll also have a DJ with hype men, and we'll have the celebrities getting up on the stage and throwing stuff out at the audience or posing for pictures with the crowd. All the celebrities are contracted to attend this party. It also has a giant costume contest at it, and the costumes are insane. They are like the things you see on these reality TV shows. People work on these cosplay costumes for like the whole year, sometimes several years. So that's pretty awesome. And if you don't want to be on that side of the building, you can run over and you can bowl during the party or bring the kids and things like that. So that party is going to be just huge. And that will be Saturday the 23rd of Scarefest, starting at 9 p.m. and going till 2 a.m. This year also, after we close on Sunday, it will be the Downtown Thriller Parade. So if you hang out longer on Sunday and walk down the street, you can see thousands of zombies coming out of the drains and out from behind buildings. It's going to be a great weekend.
July and August are the hottest time of year in Central Kentucky, and it's a good time for a reminder that pets need extra care during the dog days of summer.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
As the temperature continues to rise, many people are doing more and more outside activities.
And like a lot of us, we like to spend our outdoor time with our pet. But we as humans take all kinds of precautions. Hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, a bottle of water. We sometimes forget about our four-legged friends like Max here, who are wearing a fur coat 24/7.
To get some tips on how to help your pet beat the heat, I stopped by the Shaybell Veterinary Hospital for some advice.
The time that we see the most heat strokes is now, and so you would think June, July, August, but when dogs aren't acclimated to the weather and the weather changes, that's when we start seeing heat strokes. So April, May, I typically see more than the hottest months, which is kind of surprising. And so make sure fresh water is available. Don't keep them out, if it's over 70 or 80, limited exposure. If you have a very active dog, kind of limit their activity in the heat of the day. Brachycephalic dogs, so dogs with squish nose, Bostons, pugs, boxers, they don't handle the heat well. And so I wouldn't take them to the dog park or running or any outdoor activity, and from 10 in the morning till 5 at night on hot days, because they just can't tolerate the heat. In the heat of the day, keeping them on the grass is better than the hot concrete. Some dogs shouldn't be walked in the heat of the day just because it burns their pads, and so definitely stay off the black asphalt. Sometimes concrete is not terribly as hot as black because it doesn't attract the heat, but grass is going to be better for sure. The big thing to watch for is excessive panting is kind of a first sign. So if they can't get comfortable and they're trying to lay down and kicking their feet out and panting a whole lot, they're restless because they're getting overheated. A lot of times their gums will be really pink and injected, and more so than normal. Extreme cases, you'll start seeing vomiting, diarrhea. A lot of times they can have blood pass in their stool. End stages or convulsions can even cause death. And so if you start noticing that, you need to cool your dog off pretty fast and get them to the vet.
And if your pet's like Joey here, who likes to take long summer drives with his head out the window, you gotta make a plan to make sure your pet spends no time in an unattended hot car.
The hot weather becomes crucial time for animal welfare. What you want to make sure you always have handy is extra water for your dogs and cats. If you keep your dogs and cats outside, you want to definitely have an area constructed where they have adequate shade. And it's essential in this time of season not to leave your dogs or cats locked in hot vehicles. A lot of people just want to spend as much time with their beloved pets as possible, so they want to take them on errands with them, which we totally understand. But sometimes you do need to leave your pets at home or with trusted friends and family, because they can overheat really quickly in vehicles, and it is something that we do respond to. So we can potentially go out if your dog is in your car unattended. If you absolutely have to take your dog or cat with you in the car, make sure you have visible food and water present for them. It's not uncommon for us to do a temperature reading inside of a car and it to be above 100 degrees. So it can be extremely hot in there. That's why animals can get into stress a lot hotter, and especially a lot of small breeds that have more breathing issues can get hotter and into stress a lot quicker. So it is something we see very common. So it is important to just leave your pets at home if you can, but if not, always have that food and water available. Every call that we respond to is situational. We do respond to every single complaint that we get, anything animal related, but especially when it's animal welfare concerns. And it just depends on a lot of different factors, how much history we have with that particular person, what condition their animal is, how bad distress they're in. If it's something that can be fixed through education, we always want to do that. But if it's something that's beyond the point of education, then we do have every right on a cruelty case to issue a charge and seize the animal if we have to do that. But we prefer to work with the public and educate them to try to make sure that if it's a pet that they love, that they keep it home but in compliance. We rely 100% on the community to call us and tell us whenever they see an animal in distress, in danger, trapped, or possibly being abused. So please call us at 859-255-9033. That's where you'll get to our dispatcher, and we do have an animal control officer working 24/7. You can always visit our website for information, which is www.lfacc.org, or go on our Facebook page, but those are not for emergencies. If you have an emergency with an animal in distress, you should always call us.
There's still time to sign up for the Community Environmental Academy. We'll tell you how after the break.
Registration for the 19th Annual Lexington Bluegrass Area Minority Business Expo is now officially open. Presented by Fifth Third Bank. We're going virtual this year, and for a budget-friendly $60, this is the event to attend. Considered to be Kentucky's premier business expo for minorities and women-owned businesses, you can expect guest speakers, educational workshops, networking to meet and chat with business owners, and a day filled with opportunities. For registration details, visit lexingtonmbe.com. We look forward to seeing you at the expo.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. The Community Environmental Academy is accepting applications for this year's class. We spoke with Alice Hilton about the opportunity.
The Community Environmental Academy, which was formerly the Citizens Environmental Academy, has been an ongoing project that the city has run for, I believe, about 5 years now. Essentially, it's a chance for Lexington residents to get a really in-depth look at the inner workings of the Department of Environmental Quality and Public Works. The first half consists of a series of talks and tours and workshops where people can learn about each of the different 7 divisions that make up the department. And so then, using that knowledge that they gain from the first half, they then get the chance to pitch projects, and whichever projects the group decides on as a whole, they receive a certain amount of funding to be able to implement those projects. We've seen some really cool projects come out of the Academy in the past, and several of them have remained ongoing, like the city has picked them up and kept them alive through the years. It's one example of those projects is this tree crutch here at McConnell Springs, which came from a 2018 class. And essentially they realized that there is a need to support these branches that hang over the path, otherwise they're going to have to be cut. And so they worked with the UK Design College and also got a little bit of funding from the UK Student Sustainability Council in addition to the funding they got from the city to design and create this tree crutch, which is super cool that it exists now. Class sizes can be up to 25 people, and then for this year in particular, it'll go from August through November. There will be 5 different Saturday sessions, and actually this is the first year that we're going to be able to offer childcare if anyone needs it, which is exciting. We're removing that barrier. The first session is from 8:30 to 4:30, but that's the longest session out of all of them. The rest of them are 4 hours on 5 different Saturdays, and so we'll have different speakers come in. We do a tour of the recycling center here in Lexington. We do a tour of the wastewater treatment plant. And then at the end of that, if people have attended the required number of sessions, then they will come up with project pitches. Just be like, this, with what I've learned, I think that this would be a really cool project to be able to implement in Lexington, in my community. And then people form groups. Basically, they vote on the projects, they form groups around the project, and each person receives $2,000 to put towards that project. So if you had a group of 6 people, then you would have $12,000 to use to implement whatever it is that you're working on. And then people have also sought outside funding in the past as well. Like sometimes people will apply for grants, or they'll partner with other organizations in the city. And then they'll spend the next 6 months basically working on whatever their vision is, with help from us and from the city, just making that project happen. We are accepting applications on our city website now through August 6th. Those applications can be found at lexingtonky.gov/CEA. It is free to apply, and the applications they're not a lot of work. It's mainly just a way to check and make sure that people are interested and want to be involved. It's a really cool way for people to get involved with the city, with their community, to get a chance to kind of influence the built environment or to impact the environment in their community in a positive way, and we really look forward to working with people.
Innovate, diversify, and sustain is the theme for the 19th annual Lexington Bluegrass Area Minority Business Expo, held virtually this year, August 5th through 6th. Sharita Miller talks about what to expect.
It is the 19th year of the Lexington Bluegrass Area Minority Business Expo, and we are going virtual this year. Last year we went through a pandemic. Our small, minority, women, and veteran-owned small businesses, even disadvantaged-owned businesses, are still coming out of the pandemic, and we are offering a virtual experience this year for everyone to participate throughout the U.S. Attending a virtual conference, you're able to attend from anywhere, in your home, your office, wherever you may be located. And this year, Hopin will be the virtual platform user this year. I've had experience using Hopin. I think everybody is going to enjoy using this particular platform. We are going to offer the same experience as if you were in person for the expo, this year virtually. So we're going to have plenty of education sessions, a keynote speaker, and a couple of special sessions as well. Some of those sessions will include a startup founders panel. They're going to talk about how they started some of their tech businesses in the midst of a pandemic. The presenting sponsor, who is Fifth Third Bank, they're going to talk about how you can grow your business through SBA loans. Our keynote speaker is Steve Hightower. He is president and CEO of Hightowers Petroleum, and they are celebrating 58 years of being in business. So he's going to speak to our theme, Innovate, Sustain, and Diversify as a minority business owner. This year, the expo registration is $60. That grants you access to the full day of the virtual experience on August the 6th. There's also exhibitor booth registration as well. You can go to www.lexingtonmbe.com to learn more information about the expo. Our sponsors are very important to the expo. We want to thank all of our sponsors this year, especially our presenting sponsor, Fifth Third Bank, who has been with the expo since its inception. Thank you, Fifth Third Bank, for being our presenting sponsor. We want to thank our gold sponsors, our silver, our bronze, and many other sponsorship levels that we have this year. There's going to be a special session about LFUCG's 2021-2022 disparity study. This is the very first disparity study for LFUCG. This particular study is going to analyze minority, women, and disadvantaged businesses in Lexington, Fayette County. That study is also going to do an in-depth review of LFUCG's purchasing and procurement practices to identify any barriers for minority, women, and veteran-owned small businesses, and going to review the enterprise program as well for minority, women, and veteran-owned small businesses. And I encourage all minority, women, and disadvantaged businesses to participate in the upcoming study. I'm in the process of finalizing the details for the public meeting, so there's going to be more information coming out very soon about the disparity study. And if you have any questions in regards to the disparity study, you can email me at smiller@ky.gov.
Many urban county government meetings are returning to in-person, but many are still happening virtually. We bring most of these meetings to you live. Check out our website for the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of city business. And we continue to keep you up to date on how the city is handling the pandemic via our official COVID-19 response site, including testing and vaccination sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.